Welcome to the Bill Levinson Experience, a motivational podcast relating to the insurance brokerage industry and business in general. And now, here's Bill Levinson.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to the two of us today on episode number 63. It's December 17th, 2025. We are almost at the end of the year, and 2026 is around the corner. And we've had a lot going on here at Levinson and Associates. As you know, it's been the craziest, most hectic, best year ever, right? If you can imagine that, for everyone here at Levinson and Associates. And a big part of the reason why is because we joined forces and partnered with AmeriLife. So that came out through a press release you probably saw in October. November, but we're super excited about the partnership and what it means to you all, right, as agents out in the field. And I'm not going to dive into this too long. I just want to give you a 100-foot overview of today's episode, number 63. So backing up for a second, what it means to every agent, right, that's in the country, from Key West to literally we have agents in Hawaii, is you now have access to a turnkey health insurance department, which we never had before. As you know, we were always the masters at life and annuity. So the health department, you now have full access to. You have a full suite of agent benefits that you never had before, almost like a career agent back when you worked for MetLife or whatever career company it was. So now you have a turnkey benefits package and exclusive access to LeadStar, okay, which AmeriLife owns. It's called LeadStar. And fast forward to today's episode, we're talking about this exclusive LeadStar platform and what it means to all of our agents in the field that are appointed with Levinson and Associates. Why? Because again, it's 100% exclusive through AmeriLife only. Okay, so you have to be an affiliate or an active agent through Levinson and or AmeriLife to get full access. So very important stuff. If you need full access because you're not set up already, let us know after the call. If you're listening to this in 25, 26, or even 27, just call or email in and we'll get you set up, no problem. So with us today, we have our special guest speaker, Megan Guido is joining us, and she runs the LeadStar platform for AmeriLife. So number one, I want to just introduce Megan for a second, and I want to thank her just for joining us and taking time out of her, in fact, her day off with us today, just to help our agents and being super informative. So Megan, thank you again for taking the time.
Of course. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Oh, we appreciate you. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to dive in. We have some questions and outline. This will be very casual. And again, most important, we want to make sure the value add is there for all of you agents, because we know the first question, right? This is existing agents or new agents, but the first question that typically comes up is, oh, tell me what's the commissions and do you have a lead program, right? And those two things go hand in hand. The commissions we have taken care of because 90% of our contracts are direct with the carrier. So that's a huge plus. And the leads, right? We know most of these third-party lead companies come and go. Maybe they're great, for the first few months or first year. And then by year 2 or month number 4, maybe they're B and C leads, and then they just kind of fall off. And then sooner or later, no one's even there to answer an email or a phone call. So we've all been down that road. And what I love about LeadStar and their platform is it's owned by AmeriLife. It was created by AmeriLife. So that's huge within itself. So anyway, what I would like to do is just have Megan, tell us just a little bit about yourself, and then how you wound up, with AmeriLife and your position of Director of Growth Marketing. I think that would be very interesting for all the agents if we can start there, Megan.
Of course. Yeah. So taking it all the way back, I grew up in Clearwater, Florida, which full circle is actually where the AmeriLife home office is now. But Grew up there all the way through high school. Then I moved to Orlando to go to college for marketing at the University of Central Florida. And throughout my whole experience there, I was actually a server at a dive bar. I didn't really have a specific niche that I was interested in yet, exclusively to marketing. But what I did know is that I loved talking with people, I loved creating connections, and I loved to help others and really just try to provide value in their life, whether it be through just getting them a Coke from the soda machine at a restaurant or, hopefully through marketing in the future. So I knew I didn't want to be in the restaurant industry for life. So I started focusing on sales towards the tail end of my college experience. I felt like it kind of aligned with what I was interested in, what I was good at, and had a lot of transferable skills from what I had experience in. So this led me to become a sales specialist for Milwaukee Tools. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that. It's a pretty big power tools company. But I put on, everybody knows Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But yeah, with them, I put on a lot of events, showing off the tools, did a lot of demonstrations, and really just slung power tools around for quite a while. And it was pretty fun. It was a great first job, good foot in the door in the industry. But how I ended up pivoting to insurance is actually kind of interesting. So I worked at Milwaukee for a little while, but I mean, I'm a girl, so I didn't want to dedicate my whole career to exploring the power tools industry. It was fun. I learned a lot, took a lot with me to where I am now. But my partner actually worked with my now boss's wife at a construction shop. And they connected my boss and I, Bill DeCourcy, he's Professor Leads. If any of you guys look him up on LinkedIn, he does a lot of stuff on there. But they connected the two of us, and I've been at AmeriLife ever since then. Right when I started with AmeriLife, I got my license to sell, my 215 license, to kind of help catch me up to speed, because I'm sure, especially if you guys are newer agents, the insurance industry is very overwhelming. So I was kind of trying to do everything I could to catch myself up to speed as quickly as possible. But I've been here ever since then, and worked with LeadStar the whole entire time. And it's really just been a great experience.
Oh, that's a great story, and I feel like, you mentioned being a server, at a dive bar. I think we all went through that at one time or another. I remember I was at Chili's. I was a busboy and then a server until they let me go right out of during high school. So I think it's funny, and we laugh about it, but at the end of the day, it helps you with confidence, right? And building relationships and keeping those relationships. So I love all of that stuff. I think it's fantastic. Everyone starts somewhere. I think what's interesting too is the LeadStar platform. Number one, how you wound up there is a neat story. Number two, I think, what makes this so unique. I've been in the business for about 25, so more than half my life, about over 25 years. And I've never seen anything like this. We've all come across the great lead programs, and sure, and like I said earlier, they come and go. They're hot and they're cold. I've never seen anything like LeadStar. So if you don't mind, Megan, if you just take us back again, but with the platform, as far as the platform is concerned, and just explain it. I know there's like 3 different parts that make up LeadStar. So can you dive into it a little bit for everyone?
Yeah, of course. So you kind of already mentioned it, but LeadStar is a suite of services exclusive to AmeriLife agents only. And our tagline is to provide better leads, better pricing, and better results. We wanted AmeriLife agents to have a company internally that they can turn to supplement their business, no matter how they like to sell, which is why we have the multiple platforms. We have LeadStar Direct, we have LeadStar Seminars, and we have LeadStar powered by Enroll Here. So LeadStar Direct, as you can imagine, is our direct mail platform. Traditional direct mail, we have a partnership with RGI, who's one of the largest in the industry when it comes to direct mail, and it's all health services. So we'll provide you a CRM, give you photos of the mail cards that get sent back. We handle the whole entire process for you if you're interested in door knocking. Then we have LeadStar Seminars, which is our partnership with Leading Response. We offer 20% off all of their services. You can do webinars, dinner seminars, educational events. They really do it all. And we give you a discount off of any quote that they provide to you just because you're with Levinson. And then lastly, our most popular branch, LeadStar powered by Enroll Here, which is our newest iteration of our digital phone calls, appointments, and data leads platform. So on that system, you're going to get a CRM at no additional cost, a dialer at no additional cost. You're going to get AI compliance monitoring at no additional cost to you, other than just purchasing the leads themselves, which are significantly discounted off of the industry pricing at around $25 average lead cost there. And the whole, meaning behind LeadStar is really just to provide you, again, a place to turn to and a company you can trust when it comes to leads. You kind of touched on it too. It's a little bit hard to come by sometimes in the lead business to find a company that you can really trust. But at the end of the day, we all work for the same company. We're all working towards the same goal, which is to create the most business possible within the AmeriLife family. LeadStar's goal is not to turn a profit. We're trying to bring intrinsic value to AmeriLife through boosting our user sales, the Levinson Agents sales, which ends up being a great partnership at the end of the day because of that.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. The way I explain it to our agents is if you look at, let's say Levinson and Associates, pre-partnership, right, where maybe early 25 or mid 2025, and prior. And I feel, and I'm not trying to sound conceited, but you can look at our agent reviews online, but we have a great name, a great reputation, a great value add platform that I've never seen anything like in the industry. When you look at all the technology, all the value add, and then you fast forward to, let's call it post, AmeriLife partnership. So it was all of the best that we had to offer before. Now, on top of that, we have some of these great platforms that I also mentioned earlier, right? So it's in addition to, now look what we can offer our agents, and LeadStar is one of those great systems. So I love all of this. And, if I'm looking at this with my agent hat on, Megan, right on, I'm here in my third bedroom, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, whatever it is. And I'm saying, okay, Megan, I'm an agent in the field, and basically what's available to me right now, right, through this relationship, right, once I'm active, great. Now I have access to, and just correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a mailer, a system. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, great. And that is are the mailers for life and annuity and health, or is it just the health side? What do you have right now? And then seminars as well?
Yes. So the direct mail platform is going to be Med Advantage, Med Sup, and Final Expense. Our call platform, LeadStar powered by Enroll Here, is going to be Med Advantage, Life, and that's it, or an ACA as of right now. And then LeadStar Seminars is going to be all of those things plus annuity services. So annuities is where you'll go to LeadStar Seminars for that.
Wow, that's great. So basically, we have all the bases covered: life, annuity, health.
Yep, exactly.
One way or another.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then can you explain a little bit too about the CRM? So if the agent says, "Hey, I want to get set up," this is Shelly from Iowa. I want to get set up in the platform. I'm active. Basically, I request this through Levinson. I register, and then there's a support number, right? Is that how it works? And then they can reach out, or someone will reach out back to the agent?
Yep. So the amazing thing about LeadStar is it's super self-service. So you can actually get signed up on any three of the systems that I mentioned and start selling the same day, which is really incredible. But, technology is a little bit difficult to understand sometimes, or there can be a learning curve for better terms there, which is why we have the service number. So we're here to support you. On LeadStar powered by Enroll Here, you'd log in, you tell us where you want your leads from, and you'd be ready to go. And then at that point, you can call us and we'll help kind of walk you through how to access your leads after you've purchased them, how to review our AI compliance dashboard to tell you, are you doing your SOA correctly? Are you getting their bank information before you enroll them, and all those sorts of things like that. We'll be able to walk you through the nitty-gritty steps of it so that you can actually sell to your fullest potential. Because you can get into any of our systems and, buy leads and just kind of use it as a lead distribution platform. But there's so many different benefits that come along with it that you've mentioned that we can kind of help you walk you through so you're getting the most out of all of our systems.
Wow. Yeah. Very, very interesting. So can you talk about the CRM function just for a second? So once the agent is buying leads, then they get access to this dashboard, and that's where they can, I assume, see their leads. They can call on them, make notes. Is that right?
That's exactly right. So there's kind of there's a traditional CRM and then kind of our performance dashboard, which could technically be viewed as a CRM, but we'll record and store all of our calls for you, which will be located in the CRM, which is huge for everything, but especially if you guys are starting to step into Medicare, we'll store them for you for at least 10 years. And also within the CRM, we'll store your entire book of business. You can upload your current books if you're transitioning onto the system to be your main source of truth. You can upload things to there. You can schedule meetings with your clients. You can take notes. You can put your Sunfire enrollment codes into the system. The goal that we really want to provide to agents now and ongoing is so that you can have one system to kind of handle everything for you, which is where the CRM comes into play. And then on top of that, the platform is super flexible. We can book a meeting with you to kind of walk through the ins and outs of that, but we give you a full dashboard linked to your CRM where you can view your performance on multiple different levels. On the supplier level, where are you getting your calls from? Is it multiple different suppliers? How are each of those suppliers performing against each other? So when I go to order more leads, I can choose those suppliers that work best for me. What states am I performing the best in? What times of the day am I doing the best at? All those sorts of things with the CRM tie in together just to make sure that you're staying organized and also making the best decisions possible with the money that you give to us.
Wow. So even like the live transfers are all done through the same dashboard in CRM?
Yeah, whether you purchase in-person appointments, data leads, calls, inbounds, transfers, whatever it is, it'll all be located in your CRM.
Wow, that is I'm learning something new too. That's awesome. So yeah, it really is a one-stop shop for insurance agents. And once what's so neat, and correct me if I'm wrong, but once you're paying for leads, right, that you're now considered an active agent, this is all complimentary. Am I right?
That's exactly right.
Purchasing the leads. Yeah. Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah. So and something and with that too comes a dialer, inbound and outbound call tracking, no monthly fees, no minute fees, nothing of the sort because your agents are with Levinson.
Wow, that is awesome. That very, very cool. So, and I even asked Megan too, I'm sure you're all finding this as interesting, if not more than I am, but if you're at our expo in April, okay, make sure in fact, LeadStar is going to have a booth there, but make sure you say hello. I'm not sure if Megan's going to be there, but hopefully she is, but I know Bill will be there. I think he already told me through email. So they will definitely have a booth there. So you can get a chance to say hello and learn a little bit more at the expo. So that'll be exciting. But just again, think about the value add. It's like once you're active, you're registered, you're in, and it doesn't matter if you're on the life side, the health side, the annuity side. And from what I'm hearing, right, and just think about this for a second, they're making this bigger and better and adding more function, more types of leads. Is that right, Megan? I heard Bill speak about like some of the new stuff to come, but you guys are working on a few things right now as we speak, right?
Yeah, so we're currently working on adding more data leads to the system, optimizing our in-person appointment offerings as well. Hopefully, and this might be a little bit too soon to tell you, but hopefully expanding those into final expense as well, especially because with all the restrictions that come into the rest of year period when it comes to Medicare, we know that agents are going to be turning towards life and turning towards final expense to supplement that portion of the year. So we're really trying to focus on bolstering and offering more lead options for agents looking to do that. We're partnering with Sunfire early in 2026 as well for your agents who are selling Medicare, which is super exciting. But all of that being said, we're always looking to expand. We're never stagnant. We're always looking to provide more and more options and really be a complete suite of services for agents, no matter how they like to sell.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. And now we're all hearing about AI, right? That's the new hot term, and everyone's trying to incorporate it into everything. I assume you guys are leveraging AI one way or another, right? With the platform, or going to be in the near future.
Yeah, no, we do now, and it's in two different ways. So, one on our end and one that's available to the agent. So, we use AI to track all of the calls that run through our system for performance management. So, on the top end, we're delivering thousands of calls on a weekly and monthly basis. We can't track every single one of those to make sure that our partners that we work with to deliver the leads are meeting our standards and meeting what they told us that they're going to be sending us. So we use AI to track keywords that are coming through the system, tone of voice, our clients calling in extremely angry. And we can use that to then go back to our partners and say, hey, we're seeing X, Y, and Z in the system. Here's your performance improvement plan to get better at X, Y, and Z, or else we're no longer going to be able to partner with you. So it really helps us on the lead quality management side. And then also, as I mentioned, we have AI compliance tracking on the agent side. Compliance can be extremely overwhelming, right? Especially once you get into Medicare, right? When you feel comfortable with it, the new proposed rules for the next year are coming out and you're going to have to pivot again. So what we do is we track and monitor all of your sales conversations with AI to tell you a grade on the most important factors that go into maintaining a good compliance rating with CMS and TCPA and all those things like that. We're going to give you a grade out of 100% on the top categories there, as well as educational packages to go in with that, so that if your grade is not as high as you would like it to be, you'll be able to make the improvements necessary to feel comfortable selling. And that's offered for Medicare and final expense.
Wow, that's awesome. So once you're in, as long as you're doing things the right way, then you're off to the races. You're all set. You don't have to worry. You don't have to think about a compliance department, and they're doing everything for you in the platform. And it even sounds like it's getting bigger and better. So this is great news. I'm an agent out there, and I'm excited, right? That's how I would look at this. And I know we're going to get this question a lot. So I know you mentioned some of the pricing, where the leads start at. Is there a minimum? Is there a minimum number of leads, or maybe a minimum dollar amount that the agent has to spend to start, Megan?
Yeah, so for LeadStar Direct, it's going to be $565 per 1,000 mail drop. So you do have to order 1,000 mailers on that specific system. For LeadStar seminars, you're going to meet with one of their consultants over at Leading Response. You're going to tell them your needs, and they're going to provide to you an estimate depending on what you're looking for, because the pricing there ranges so drastically. But what they do over there is they give you all of the marketing materials you need to do your complete seminar. You basically have to do really nothing. They make it so simple. They have a CRM solution as well at no additional cost to you. So they'll give you a proposal there, and we offer 20% off of their services. And then on LeadStar powered by Enroll Here, the average cost per lead is $25 on the call side. For data leads, it could be anywhere from $10 to $30, depending on the exclusivity of the lead and things like that. And then for appointments, they're anywhere from $90 to $100 as of right now. So lots of different price ranges, just depending on what agents are comfortable with and how they like to sell.
Got it. So even if they're purchasing, let's say, the $25 leads, is there a minimum spend or number of leads they have to purchase?
For the calls, no. For appointments, there is a commitment for on a weekly basis, just so that we can make the ad spend needed to generate the appointments make sense. And then on the data lead side, there's a minimum of a 20 to 25 minimum order for the same reasoning. But for the calls, you can take one a day and we won't bat an eye.
Wow, that's great. So it gives the agents an opportunity to try out the system and not get in and spend thousands of dollars and then say, oh, it didn't work out or whatever. So that's also good to hear, which, by the way, I don't think that's going to happen. I think you're going to love it because we already have agents using this today and they're very happy. I'm already getting some great feedback, comments, all the above, which is why I wanted to have Megan on the podcast today. Speaking of success stories and agents, Megan, I know you've obviously been involved with the platform much longer than we have because we're new to the company, to the family. Any good agent success stories? Anything that you can share? Maybe you helped out an agent, from day one, and there was some good outcome. Anything that you can share with the audience?
Absolutely. So one, I can actually name by name because he's in our sales trainings and very frequently, yearly, actually, he helped actually develop the sales process that we use for Medicare Advantage. His name is Brian Lubin. His first year selling with us and selling just at all was AEP, I believe, in 2022. And during that AEP, he sold over 200 sales exclusively utilizing the LeadStar system, which is, if you guys aren't familiar with AEP, it's just, a quick 2.5-month sprint where all Medicare agents are, focused exclusively on selling Medicare. They're working 12-hour days every day of the week, no breaks. It is an extremely grueling time of the year for selling Medicare, but he was able to have a huge achievement of over 200 sales his first AEP, which then led him to open his own business, which he then sold to AmeriLife, and he's now the vice president of affiliate partnerships with us. So he started out with LeadStar, went all the way up to corporate, and we can't take credit for all of that success, obviously. But if you listen to our sales trainings with him, he will say that we really gave him a huge kickstart to opening his own business and helping him with all the tools necessary that usually come at, a high cost. You have to have minimums sometimes. If you're taking calls elsewhere as an independent agent, it can be super difficult. And we just made the process so easy for him that he was able to achieve that many sales within AEP and open his own business, which then led to all the success that he's had now.
Wow. That's incredible. That is real. And that makes me think, as an IMO, right, that in our business for so many years, right, and you know this, Megan, as a licensed insurance agent, but when you think about our business, like the 1,000-foot overview, life, annuity, health, whatever, doesn't make a difference. There's no blueprint. There's no roadmap, right? We have agents that, focus on final expense, or maybe they're an MDRT producer on the life side, or they're crushing it in annuities, or maybe Medicare, whatever it is. They're all over the place. And in the beginning, right, it could be very difficult to cut your teeth as a newer agent. And, based on that success story, it kind of feels like as a newer agent, right, or even seasoned, it really doesn't matter if you're a seasoned agent, a veteran in the space, but this kind of gives you that foundation, right? And it kind of, if you think about it, right, you can start small, and then between your CRM dashboard, the compliance, the recorded calls, and then if you want to focus on, the live calls or the mailers or seminars or a little bit of everything, this gives you that roadmap that really agents haven't had for so many years. So I love this perspective. And the best part, you're not captive by any means. You're not paying a monthly fee just to be in the CRM or the platform. Okay. I mean, yes, of course you have to purchase your leads, but at the end of the day, you have to purchase leads anywhere. So there's so much value here. I'm so glad you just mentioned that story because it makes me look at this differently too. So thank you for sharing that, Megan.
Yeah, absolutely. We like to call it a business in a box. We give you everything you need at a very competitive rate, and it makes it very easy to maintain and track your performance, which is, top of mind for any agents looking to scale. So super, super amazing.
That's right. That's right. And think about this. We have, in fact, I was telling Megan I was 5 minutes late for our recording today, and we have a few agents in the conference room right now, and they have 50 agents that are in their downline. So what I would also think about as we're going through this is imagine you're a GA or you want to be a GA and you want to recruit other agents. So once they're set up, they're going to have access to this. Am I right, Megan? I'm sure you have MGAs and GAs with agents under them. Is that right?
Absolutely. And there's a whole nother experience on LeadStar that we haven't even talked about, which is the management of those agents that you manage. So your agents can have access to the platform and you can kind of have a bird's eye view of what they're doing, how they're performing, what leads they're taking. You can send them money. You can put a cap on how much you're giving them depending on how they perform. There's a whole management side to the platform as well, on top of just purchasing the leads, that really helps you scale and build your own business if that's what you're looking to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is unbelievable. So yeah, we have the same thing internally for our CRM tool that agents and GAs have full access to, and then they can see their downlines business. So it's very similar, but in the business in a box concept, which I love. I think that is very, very neat, especially for agencies. So this I learned a lot from this call. So this is very, very neat for me. I'm going to explain this to our marketers and our agents. In fact, I'm going to make our team listen to this because it's incredible. I've never seen anything like it. And I want to ask you this too. So for agents out there, they know how to register right through our website, or they can reach out to any one of our marketers. If they want to check you guys out, follow on social media. I know you mentioned Bill Corsi. So he's on, you mentioned LinkedIn, is that right?
Yep, it's William DeCourcy on LinkedIn. He does Professor Leads videos where it's not so much LeadStar focused, but industry focused, which is so important. He talks about all the trends and what you should be looking out for and what's coming up next. And then also our LinkedIn is LeadStar Hub, I believe. That's our LinkedIn. That's also our email, leadstar@leadstarhub.com. You can also contact us through my email directly, mguido@amerilife.com. Lots of different ways that you can keep up with us. And by signing up on LeadStar, you'll join our marketing list, actually. So even if you don't purchase any leads, you just have an account, you'll start receiving all of our emails with the new products, what's performing well for us, what's upcoming for LeadStar specifically.
Oh, that's awesome. That is really, really, I just love the whole concept. The platform is great, and it's another feather in our cap to help our agents move the needle. And what better time, right, than the end of the year going into New Year's, right? You have a new plan, new goals, new strategies, and this should be a huge part of your business plan moving into 26 is new leads, new ways to get the door open. And then we all know once the door's open, it's up to you, right? How far you want to take it. If you want to cross sell and pivot, whatever the rules are for compliance or for your agency, boom, you are off to the races. So this is neat. So imagine now you have LeadStar, then you have the agent benefits. We have our new E&O product that you get access to that covers B-rated companies or better. The list goes on and on and on. So this is just fantastic. As you can tell in my voice, I'm very, very excited. All right. So with that said, let's put a bow on this. Megan, do you want to share any last words, anything for the audience, and then we can wrap this up?
I think
Anything
we covered
else?
I think we covered some good ground. I'm just excited that you guys are a part of the AmeriLife family and we get to work together moving forward. I'm hoping I'll be able to attend the in-person event so I can meet all of you guys in real life, but I'm excited to get everything really going with you guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we appreciate you, Megan. And this was great. We did a webinar a few weeks ago, and as soon as that was over, I literally called Megan. I said, "Hey, we need to have you on the podcast." So that's how this whole thing happened. But no, you were great. And now when I see the Milwaukee Tools logo, I'm going to remember episode 63.
You'll think of me.
Yeah. No, this is great. All right, good stuff. Well, thank you to everyone that is listening, right? Every single month. We were just saying for 7-8 years now, nonstop. Check out the other episodes. If you have any questions, please reach out anytime. I want to thank you all for hanging in there with us. We had our best year ever in history, 2025 in the books, on record. 26 is going to be even bigger and better. That's our promise to you, especially with more and more platforms like LeadStar, right? And we're just making everything bigger and better. That's my promise to you moving forward in the future. So have a great rest of 2025. Have a happy and healthy new year. Please call us, reach out, and we'll make sure your year is going to be bigger and better as well. Thanks again, AmeriLife. Thanks to Megan. Thanks to all of you listening. Have a great, great day. Great selling. Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you for joining us for the Bill Levinson Experience. Please feel free to share this podcast with anyone you think would be interested. You may also visit levinsonandassociates.com and all of Bill Levinson's social media pages for more information.